It starts with a sound, a sharp hiss of escaping gas, followed by the clink of ice and a rush of sugar. It is the soundtrack of modern civilization. Every single day, nearly 2 billion servings of this liquid are poured down throats across the planet. It is the most recognized word on Earth after OK. It claims to be a symbol of joy, of Christmas spirit, and of opening happiness. But if you look past the smiling polar bears and the billion-dollar marketing campaigns, you will find a history so dark it makes fiction look tame. We are not just talking about a drink. We are talking about a geopolitical monster that has been accused of hiring death squads to silence workers, collaborating with the Nazi regime to keep profits flowing while the world burned, and draining the water supplies of impoverished communities until the ground literally cracks beneath their feet. You think you know what is inside the bottle. You have heard the urban legends about the cocaine, but the white powder is the least of your worries. Today, we are going to peel back the red label and expose the empire that learned how to bottle capitalism and sell it back to you at the cost of human life. Welcome to the secret history of Coca-Cola. Let us travel back to the 1930s. While the world was watching the rise of the Third Reich with absolute horror, the executives at Coca-Cola saw something else entirely. They saw a market. Max Keith, the head of Coca-Cola Deutschland, was a man who refused to let a little thing like a world war stop his assembly lines. When the war made it impossible to import the secret syrup needed to make Coke, Keith did not pack up and leave. He improvised. He needed a new drink to keep the factories running and the Nazi regime happy. He scavenged the leftovers of the food industry using scraps like whey and apple fiber to create a Frankenstein concoction. He called it Fanta. Yes, that bright orange soda you enjoy on a sunny afternoon was born in the shadow of the swastika. While American troops were fighting and dying overseas, Coca-Cola was playing both sides of the fence. They sponsored the 1936 Berlin Olympics, standing proudly alongside Nazi propaganda, ensuring that no matter who won the war, the Coca-Cola company would still be standing tall on a pile of cash. We are peeling back layers of history that they do not want you to know. If you enjoy uncovering the dark truths behind the brands you use every day, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell right now. We are building a massive community of truth seekers here, and you do not want to miss our next deep dive into the secrets of the tech giants. Now let us leave Europe and descend into the jungles of South America. If creating a drink for Nazis sounds like a cold business calculation, what happened in Colombia crosses the line into something out of a horror movie. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Colombia was a volatile danger zone, torn apart by civil conflict. But inside the Coca-Cola bottling plants, a different, quieter war was being fought. Union leaders, the brave men and women fighting for fair wages and safe working conditions, started disappearing. Isidro Gil was a union negotiator at a bottling plant in Carepa. One day, he was shot dead right at his workplace. But this was not random violence. Lawsuits filed in United States courts alleged that the managers of the bottling plant had hired right-wing paramilitary groups to terrorize the workforce. These were essentially death squads. Workers claimed they were given a simple, terrifying choice: resign from the union immediately or die. While Coca-Cola has consistently denied these allegations and fought the lawsuits until they were dismissed on jurisdictional grounds, the shadow of Killer Coke remains. It forces us to ask a chilling question. How much blood is spilled to keep the price of a soda bottle so low? But violence does not always look like a gun. Sometimes violence looks like a pump, a massive industrial water pump. Let us go to the village of Plachimada in India. In 2000, a massive Coca-Cola plant began operations there. Within just a few years, the locals noticed something terrifying. Their wells were drying up. The water that remained had turned toxic and undrinkable. Farmers watched their crops wither and die because the factory was extracting hundreds of thousands of liters of water every single day. To make matters worse, the factory was accused of taking the toxic sludge waste from their production and selling it to the farmers as fertilizer, effectively poisoning the land for generations. The people of Plachimada fought back, leading to one of the most famous corporate battles in history, eventually forcing the plant to close. But the damage was done. This is not an isolated incident. Let us move to San Cristobal de las Casas in Mexico. This region is one of the rainiest places in Mexico, yet the locals have almost no clean drinking water. Why? Because the Coca-Cola bottling plant in the city has permits to extract more than 300,000 gallons of water per day. While the local indigenous population struggles to find water to shower or wash their clothes, the factory never stops pumping. The water table has dropped so low that the earth is drying out, and here is the twisted, dystopian irony. Because clean water is so scarce and expensive, and Coke is cheaper than water in this town, people drink Coke instead of water for hydration. It has become so embedded in the culture that it is even used in religious ceremonies. The result is a catastrophic diabetes epidemic that is killing the population from the inside out. Parents give soda to their toddlers because it is safer than the tap water. Tap water that is scarce because the company bottling the soda took it all. It is a perfect, vicious cycle. They take your water, bottle it with sugar, and sell it back to you, creating a health crisis that they profit from. Is this shocking to you? It should be. If you want to support independent documentaries that are not afraid to expose these giants, please like this video right now. It helps the algorithm show this truth to millions more people. For decades, Coca-Cola did not just sell a drink. They sold a lie about human biology. Much like the tobacco industry in the mid-20th century, Big Soda knew sugar was a ticking time bomb. But they could not let the public turn against them. So they hacked the science. They poured millions of dollars into a group called the Global Energy Balance Network. This sounded like a legitimate scientific organization, but its goal was sinister. They published research that shifted the blame for obesity away from sugar consumption and onto a lack of exercise. They told us, it does not matter what you drink as long as you go for a jog. It was a brilliant, manipulative deflection strategy. They sponsored the Olympics, the World Cup, and youth sports everywhere, branding themselves as the fuel of athletes. They manipulated the global conversation on health to protect their bottom line, delaying vital regulations and sugar taxes for years while obesity rates skyrocketed globally. They knew. They always knew. And it is not just your body they are polluting, it is the planet itself. Coca-Cola produces over 100 billion plastic bottles every single year. That is enough plastic to wrap around the earth multiple times. For years, they have lobbied against bottle bills and recycling legislation that would hold them accountable, all while running green ads claiming they care about a world without waste. It is a masterclass in gaslighting. Coca-Cola is not just a beverage company, it is a psychological masterpiece. Did you know that our modern image of Santa Claus, the jolly man in the red suit, was largely popularized by Coca-Cola advertising in the 1930s? They colonized our holidays. They colonized our happiness. From the battlefields of World War II to the paramilitary conflicts in Colombia and the water-starved villages of India and Mexico, the red logo has been present for it all. They have mastered the art of image washing. They spend billions on eco-friendly ads to make you forget the plastic pollution clogging our oceans, pollution that they are the top contributor to. So the next time you hear the fizz of a can opening, remember this: you are not just drinking sugar water. You are consuming a product with a complex history of politics, power, manipulation, and exploitation. The question is not whether it tastes good. The question is the taste worth the cost? Thank you for watching. If you have a specific company you want us to investigate next, maybe the dark secrets of Amazon or the hidden history of Apple, leave a comment down below. I read every single one. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next expose. Until next time, question everything.